Yo, Jarrell, turn your mic on, bro. Turn your mic on, Jarrell. What's up, everybody? This is my
Yo,
first
yo,
and last uh open panel live stream for the year. Shout out to my first guest in the building. We got Jarrell Kemp.
yo, what's good, my boy? What is good? I just got off work and shit, and then I seen you in the Discord, like doing the open panel. So I gotta tap into this shit.
Yes, sir, man. So, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Jarrell, man, because this brother right here is so supportive, bro. Like, I just really want to tell you how much I appreciate your support, my brother, and how genuine your support feels, bro. I can genuinely feel the support and how genuine and real it is that you appreciate, what I do and what I stand for and what my intentions are when I get up on this platform. So I just want to say thank you very much, brother, for everything that you've done and contributed to me in this platform. Your support. I appreciate your all of your donations, man. You done really blessed me with the donations, my brother. And I
Hmm.
just want to say live in effect where everybody can see me. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, like, obviously, like no one's perfect. I mean, obviously, people on the internet, like they think like, oh, like, hey, let that he gotta be a songwriter, man. Fuck all that shit. Like, we all got flaws, and it's just part of the game. So, like
That's
when I
right.
like see you, like obviously, because I'm gonna say it, but like when I see you, like yelling and shit, like I don't take it personal because I'm like, bro, like it's just like that's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? But most niggas would like say, man, man, listen, I'm not fucking with him no more because he did all that. What? Nah, bro. Like it's just, but still, that's just the politics of the game and whatnot. And then, like I said, I found you in these spaces, from the algorithm, obviously from the red pill shit. And then I said, yo, like this nigga is just like really like more in depth. Like he just says what, like yo, like you was just saying it for like what it is, just like no bullshit. Like no, like here's what the fuck it is. Oh shit, yeah, I gotta for sure tap in because it's not too many like real ones out here. Because everyone's well, the majority of society, they put on like a fake mask. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Majority of society is sugar-coated stuff. You know how that go. People are afraid to really be raw with their audience because not everybody can handle hearing, a certain type of tone of content. Because we live in a society in a world nowadays where these content creators are just looking to cater to the consumers, and I don't really believe that there's any more real content creators out there for the most part that actually prioritize just like really standing for something on their own and not looking to be accepted by the masses and just look to promote their own agenda. And you don't really have too much of that unless it comes from you know large communities like the collective of the red pill and the collective of the LGBTQ community and the collective of the I'm missing one, but you get the point.
Oh yeah. And then like also what they do is like
What's up, everybody?
some of the
What's up,
content
everybody?
creators, like what I've come to the conclusion, like the red pill, like truth.
Wait, say that again. And if
Yo.
anybody else wants to join, just click the link that you see in the chat that I pinned, and then I'll bring you up here.
But yeah, like the red pill, like now, like and even like when I first like saw it, like it was kind of like it's still like good to use, but like you still gotta like live your life. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And most of the niggas like fuck it. I say names like Steph is cold. I fuck with Steph is cold. So they're not reality. Like they're gonna give you like a really good, half truth because they still gotta get that money.
Right. Right. Yeah, I definitely have an issue with their kind of content because I don't feel like their kind of content really holds men accountable enough. And I feel like their content is basically targeted on really just the what women are doing out here and things of that nature. But
Right.
I don't really believe that that is the main issue with why the dating community is so in a shithole. I think where it really comes from is just men, lacking control over their lust, and men not really standing on principle and are validating these women, to the point where they feel like, these women feel validated enough to keep up with a certain type of lifestyle. Because,
Hmm.
it goes back to if the women knew that the mass of men had an issue with the way that they were moving, then they would not have the ability to keep up with that. Because, like the red pill says themselves, women need validation, right? So that goes back to proving the point that I'm trying to make of why it's not really an issue. It's not like the main issue is not the women. It's that the
Right.
women
Right.
are being validated by these weak men, which is why
Hmm.
they feel like it's okay to keep up with that, the lifestyle of trying to, you know, implement this whole like equality thing, like, oh, if you could do it, I can do it too, type of thing, when it's really not the same.
Not
But
the
that's a whole
problem.
another
Yeah.
conversation.
And then like the
Um,
thing that I didn't agree
and
with,
rare chaos, just give me a few. I got you in a second, my brother. I see you.
and then I didn't agree as far as Andrew Tate because he said, oh, well, like I escaped. Oh, I escaped the Matrix. Like, nah, nigga. Like, no, 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 no. Stop, 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 stop. No, like you're still here. You feel what I'm saying? Like you still make money off of your supporters and then the other brands too. You know?
I kind of get what he means when he says
Yeah,
escape
yeah,
the matrix, because I think on a outside of that, what I think he's trying to say is that he has the ability to put out content to shift other people's mentality of the world that we live in, and he believes that the majority of the world does not have the perspective that he has been able to attain for himself. And because he believes that this perspective that he has on the world is helping him, I think he just wants to try to, I guess, wake other people up,
right.
these people that kind of put him on that pedestal. But what Andrew Tate doesn't realize is that, or maybe he does and is using it to his advantage, but what I believe is that most of these people that watch his content are putting him on a pedestal because of his success financially in this
Mm-hmm.
matrix. I don't think it's really because of him escaping the matrix. I think it's him, being able to dominate the matrix financially, to
Right,
where he
right.
is so successful and has all of these cars and the Bugatti and however he says it, and just the big house and the lifestyle. I think that's what people admire about him the most. Um, and then I think, he's just trying to use that to his advantage, which I can respect. Is that I'm sure part of him understands that people really are only taking his word because he's so successful financially and he's dominating the matrix financially, and people are listening to everything else that he has to say because of that. And I think that, I do believe that he may have some good intentions in his heart to try to use that to his advantage to try to put out messages, you
Right,
know?
right, right. Because like we've always spoke like in private, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Hey, like you gotta have, the people that just don't get it. Like they're still very sheep because guess what? They keep the game going the most. Like the ones
Right.
that don't have like intellectually common sense, like knowledge, like they're the ones that's gonna be an easy lit because they can't critically think for themselves. So they just follow the
That's a good
trend because
point.
the next motherfucker is doing it. Oh, well, he's doing this, I'm gonna do it. Or she's doing this, then I'm gonna do that too, which I don't fuck with, but guess what? Like that's all they know because
Critical thinking is so crucial.
since birth, like niggas was programmed to think a certain way. So you just ran with that narrative. Like, for example, like
Right.
obviously in the black community, because like we niggas here. So in the
Right.
black community, like Christianity and religion, like all that shit was like forced into us. Like for me,
Right.
since I was like young, like a lot of that shit just didn't like make sense because I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, like I'm in church and whatnot. I see everybody jumping and shouting,
Right.
but it's like, nigga, like, where the fuck is Jesus at? Like, why the fuck is me and my grandmoms is still fucking poor? Why the fuck is she?
And not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but like I want to add to that real quick before you continue. Why is it that these people are asking money from the poor community to pay tithes and got people like passing around that bowl and all that when they know that the majority of people that come to these churches are looking for hope so that they can be financially successful. So now you are making these people feel like if they don't pay tithes, that they won't receive a blessing. So I truly, honestly believe that religion is being kind of used for business, and that is completely disgusting.
That and then also for nepotism. You feel what I'm saying? To keep niggas in that loop of hope. Like, hey, like
Right,
it's gonna get better. Which hey, do what you gotta do to fucking survive. But at the same time, like you should have, your own mindset of how to move out here,
right,
because the same people that you might look up to, they in the background scenes, they might be janky as hell.
right. And I don't want to keep you up here for too long
Oh
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
have some
yeah,
other
yeah,
brothers
yeah, yeah,
patiently
yeah, yeah,
waiting,
yeah.
but you don't have to leave yet. I'm gonna give you like another 4 minutes, and I just want you to tell I guess the people that watch my channel anything you want to tell them about yourself, about your goals for the new year, and also you have a podcast. So I'm gonna let you do your thing for a minute, and then I'm gonna have to get the next guest up here.
Bet. All right, everybody. So yeah, obviously it's me, Jarrell and whatnot. So I'm based out of Raleigh, NC, like Raleigh, North Carolina, and whatnot. And I currently have like my podcast called the Peace of Mind Podcast. Please tap in. We actually just shot our episode 4 yesterday. It was about not college is worth it or not. It was just about the 22 recap of the year, and that shit got like real deep. Like we talked about, the shit going on with Tory Lanez. We spoke about the Russian and the Ukraine war, and other topics too. So, we're a neutral based platform. We touch on everything, obviously, from the typical bullshit, sports, entertainment, music. And if you want to, come at us with some deep shit, we come at you with the deep shit too. And also, what I'm gonna do is for you, I'm gonna shout you out on the next episode so that way, our fan base could like follow you and like what you do, because like we
Appreciate
all
that.
we got, and that's just what it's about. Because hey, if I fuck with you, I really do want to see you like win just as much as me.
I genuinely appreciate that. So what are your goals
Yeah,
for the next year?
man. I actually just got like a brand new like job. Like I just got promoted. But like what I do now.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, bro. Like I got turned down from this job like 4 fucking times, but the fifth time they approved me because of the assistant head manager. He was like, "Ayo, Jarrell, like go up in here, reapply for this position, and then I got you an interview." So I'm like, "All right, bet." We did an interview, and then he had sent out the acceptance letter, and then I got that letter. I said, "Man, I finally did it," because like I said, I'm literally in the trenches. Like I'm in the garbage. Like I am the trash man. I see things
They
on
get
a
paid
on a
great
daily
money.
basis, bro. Man, like I done seen shitty diapers, cockroaches, worms, rats and shit, garbage juice getting thrown in my fucking face. So to go from like that
Oh, that's
in a
awesome.
couple months, oh yeah, and to go from that in a couple months to like what to like right now I'm about to be on the administration side making some pretty good money. So I say, hey,
Wow.
I really just stuck to the vision
And how
and
old are you, my
what's it going.
brother?
I just turned 25 2 weeks ago.
Wow. So happy belated birthday.
Appreciate
Congratulations,
it.
my brother. For me,
Yeah, yeah.
young king, you know what I'm saying? Like you gonna be making some great money going into this new year. And your birthday just when did you get this
Yeah, bro.
promotion?
True.
When did you get it?
And then hopefully, I actually got it like literally like about 3 days ago. 3 days ago.
Wow. So this is
So
you gonna enjoy this year.
so I start on the 14th of next month. So it's on a Saturday. So I start on the 14th next month.
That's what's up, my brother. Any last thing before I get the next guest up here?
Like I said, for the next episode, I'm gonna for sure I'm gonna shout you out and I'm gonna shout out your page and whatnot, and then just have everybody on my end and my team to tune in with like what you got going on. Because you provide a great value, and hopefully, if things go good as far as like your situation and whatnot, I really, really want you to get. Well, I really want you, to come down here and then just tap in with us like with what we got going on down here in NC.
Yeah, pull up for y'all podcast. I absolutely will. And everything is gonna for sure go great for me. I'm just taking my time and taking it easy, but I have a lot of puzzle pieces that are in play that I don't know if it's a misunderstanding with people that watch my channel, but trust me, everything is gonna be great for sure. No worries.
Bet. Right. All
Yeah.
right. Well, but I ain't gonna hold you, but appreciate it for me
All
for
right.
coming on here. All right, yo.
We'll talk soon, my brother. Take care. All right. Next guest. Rare Chaos. How you doing, my brother?
What's good, bro? I didn't even know this was on YouTube. I thought because you just put the link through the Discord. I
Yeah.
just joined that shit.
What's up, my God? For me, so I want to before we start, I want you to tell them a little bit about yourself. Anything you want them to know before we start the conversation. We can talk about whatever you want. Going into this new year, but yeah.
Yeah. So I've been awake spiritually for like 2.5 years. Right now I'm on SR. I'm on day 38. I got my own Discord. We talk about basically everything in the whole field of spirituality and the occult, and basically deeper sciences that the mainstream doesn't have their eyes on, and basically things in the field of paranormal things and things people just don't really think about, and
Right.
basically
I like that.
the deeper architecture of reality,
I
things
like that.
things of that nature. Let's see.
Now, how old are you and like where you from?
I'm from Des Moines in the Midwest, and I'm
Mm,
22 years old.
that's beautiful. I never heard of Des Moines. Never heard of Des Moines.
Yeah, it got like 200,000 people.
Wow. Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Where exactly is Des Moines though?
Iowa.
Iowa. Okay.
Yeah, in the middle. Iowa is a state in the middle of Illinois and Minnesota.
Okay. So that's close to Chicago, right?
It's a couple hours away. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so how'd you come across my channel?
That's a good question. It's been a while, bro. Yeah, because I was just looking for people on semen retention. Really,
Yeah.
this was probably like 2021 springtime or
Right.
summertime, around that time. Yeah, you weren't really like when I found you. You weren't really spiritually awake, but you were still talking about masculinity. That's why I followed, because I really just wanted to listen to people that truly actually work on their masculinity instead of talking about things that are superficial. I think what you
Right.
deliver in particular is things that cultivate the things money can't buy. And I think what other people talk about, they talk about the social structures of things, like
I'm
you
glad you
gotta have
said
your
that, my
money up,
brother.
and just artificial shit that wasn't even around that many if you go back in time, you know?
Right. Right. What you just said right there was key because that's exactly why I do everything that I do. Why I present myself the way I do and show my imperfections and to the point where like I feel like most of the time people don't really know what to expect from me the next time I get on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is the definition of life. I mean, we all know that on a day-to-day basis, we might, you know, the day before, we might have had this goal for the next couple days or something like that. But then, tomorrow comes and certain things take place and you go through certain things, you feel certain things. And I just kind of approach my channel with the same feel that life, the same unexpected, feel that comes with just living life in general, you know?
Yeah, and I enjoy that, bro, because not everyone will just keep it 1,000 with their own flaws and their own mistakes, and
Right.
everyone wants to hide or corral behind different things or put on a facade. And
Right.
yeah, I genuinely appreciate that, because not everyone wants to talk about, oh, you beat your meat on this day, or you're homeless now, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's just um how authentic it is. That's what I appreciate about it, bro. Nobody's really doing that. Like nobody can't just keep it a buck about their journey. Like it's
Right.
really ups and downs. This pressure comes on, bro, and you got to become a diamond. So it's like people don't always broadcast that. They don't broadcast them days shooting in the gym, basically.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you're doing, bro. I appreciate that because I didn't have my days, bro. And not only that, you also
And once for those that's waiting, give me a second, my brothers. I'm gonna give him like 15, 20 minutes up here. Maybe in like another 10 minutes, and then I get the next one up here.
yeah, I was also gonna say you also talk about shadow work and that guilt and that all of that that you had to take responsibility for the mistakes you done made or the embarrassing stuff you done went through. Like that's amazing. That's what spirituality is about, bro. That's the only
Exactly.
reason I think
And
I kept following you over time.
right, it sounds like you found me around like I would say like mid or late 2020, because around that time I would definitely say that as far as like spirituality, like I wasn't as there as I am now for sure.
Yeah, I can
Um,
tell you reprogrammed a lot. Cause by 2020, like religious programming, like having something outside of myself that I see greater than me, like that was already gone within me. But I noticed you said stuff certain videos, and I could tell like you still had that religion programming still going on a little bit. But I still
um,
followed because I could still see through the message, bro.
what do you mean? Like, was I like promoting religion or something like that?
I think you would talk about God or maybe heaven or hell in kind of a religion sense, probably just in small aspects of
I
your
don't think I
videos.
ever did that actually. I don't think I've ever done that.
Hmm.
Nah, I don't think I've done that. No. I mean, only reason why I say that is because I come from watching religion in general be disrespected right in front of my eyes in the worst way. So
Yeah,
my relationship with religion has always been ever since I was a kid. Like I don't know how to really feel about it.
yeah.
But what I do
I
know
think
is
I'm
what's
just talking
important.
about
Uh-huh.
like a small snippet of one of your videos. You said something, and I just at that time I just disregarded. I just didn't think nothing of it, bro, because
Right, right, right,
everyone's
right, right,
programmed right now.
right.
Everyone's reprogramming.
Right, 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 right. So, is there anything in particular that maybe since now that we have the opportunity to, speak and we on my platform, is anything that maybe you wanted to ask me or anything that you want me to, touch on or yeah, just anything on your mind that you would like to discuss, maybe some things that you're going through. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's a good question, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of have I have a good grasp on things right now. So
Hmm.
I really just wanted to chop it up, bro. I didn't really even have that many questions. I thought this was just for the people on the Discord.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Because I posted it on the Discord, but I told y'all that it was an open panel I was doing on the channel. But yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, um, yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys' support.
For
Um,
sure, bro. Once I get my PayPal fixed up, because I've been having problems with that shit. But once I get that shit fixed up, bro, I'm gonna send you some money, bro. Cause I don't like seeing the fact that people like you have to. Well, I know it's a deeper reason for it, but I feel
mhm.
like you should be supported. Cause I know since you're out there, bro, I know you're always in fight or flight. Like I can tell every time I look at you, you're in fight or flight.
Oh
You're thinking
yeah,
about survival.
I'm definitely always in survival because of just the amount of trauma that I had to experience my whole life, and then just be kicked out to the curb. Once I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
So that can definitely do something to a man's just vibration and aura, the way he move out here in general. That I think a lot of people misunderstand about me on this platform. And sometimes it is very frustrating because of the amount of misunderstanding I may receive. It may, a lot of people like to come off very disrespectfully because they like to turn my pain into a form of amusement for them to see me like be a certain way, and it's like amusing to people.
yeah, that shit
Um,
is lame, bro. But
Super
guess what
lame.
though? They're still watching you like some
Right.
fucking groupies.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It do feel like I got literal like grown men and even young dudes, but just like, yeah, to go out your way like and want that kind of reaction out of somebody. It just goes to show, it just makes me feel like somebody like me is still needed on this platform because so many people lack, like you said, critical thinking and so many people just lack street smarts and just understanding
Yeah,
like, okay, if a person is like this, they don't know how to like break certain things down on their own. But because I lived and grew up in New York for so long, that was something that just started becoming second nature to me.
Yeah.
And I just want to try to implement a lot of that into, what I speak about in my videos as much as I can, because it's a lot of dudes out here that just lack street smarts, man. For real.
Yeah, it's like lack of life experience, I think, too, bro.
Yeah.
For
Right.
sure.
Absolutely. So for you, I guess I got some questions for you. What really inspired you to like, really just, step away from, these sites and just really want to be like, you know what, I'm gonna give this my all, and no matter how many times I fall, I'm gonna keep on relentlessly, practicing this journey.
Yeah. For me, I just always think long term. I think about what I can genetically and spiritually be like in 10 years. And I also since I think long term, I also think about how the ancients used to think and how evolved they used to be. And same with, even if you go a little bit past ancient, like um not past, but if you go more into the future to old school, not necessarily ancient, they were still masters, people that was levitating, doing miraculous things, and they really showed people how you could be very evolved and you don't have to settle for mundane stuff. So I
Right.
think that inspired me. And then just thinking about where I could be, how smart I am right now, how smart I could be in 10, 15 years. It's that really inspires me. And also, sometimes when you get on those long streaks, like 'cause the longest I ever went was 255 days. And
Wow.
yeah, like when you get on those type of streaks, you see where your potential kind of is. Like you're in the feeling of it. So just that, it keeps me going. Like I want to see what I could ultimately become, how evolved I can become, like what I can do with my DNA.
Right. Do you
Yeah.
remember like what video it was that you came across and what that moment was like for you when you first found out about it though?
Um. So I went from new agey type of stuff to occult type of stuff. So when I was in the new agey type of shit, I was watching like Vontu Cut, and I watched it, and it made sense to me. But like, what really got to me was when I started researching way more. Like I started getting into books and stuff, and like I could give you a couple facts right now. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, like one fact I had off of my head was that 1 ounce of semen is equivalent to 60 ounces of blood in value. So when I heard that in the book, that was fucking crazy to me.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that
Like,
like
can you repeat that one more time?
yeah, 1 ounce of semen is worth 60 ounces of blood in its value.
60.
Yes, 60 ounces. It's on
Oh
a
my
book
God.
called the Physiological Value of Continence. It came out in the 1950s. And
Wow.
yeah, and then there was another book. It's called Modern Biological Experiments on Celibacy, where this
Mm-hmm.
dude went bald from aging, and then he went celibate, and he grew back a full head of hair.
And how long did that take?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Okay.
I have
Okay.
it on the book. Yeah,
Wow. Very, very interesting. Very
yeah.
interesting.
So it goes to show you like what else can be accomplished through these means, you know? Cause
Right.
like I'm on day 38, I feel like I'm anti-aging.
That's how it be, man. And that's a whole nother conversation within itself. But I want to ask you something about like just your backstory. Like, what was it like growing up for you in your community? And what did your community teach you about just like, life and manhood? And how did your community help you like connect with yourself?
Really, bro, like I had to get bullied to really start understanding stuff. So I got bullied a little bit, got bullied even when I was 18 a little bit. So that just made me realize how important masculinity is and standing on your own frame and having boundaries. And my dad, he's not somebody that's present in his masculine frame. So it took me till I was 19, 20 to really understand that this is the reason why I am the way I am. This is the reason I made mistakes, because I didn't have nobody who could follow and guide me through my development as a man.
Right.
So that made me realize how important fatherhood is. And
Absolutely.
then got bullied a little bit. What else? Oh yeah, with women,
Mm-hmm.
like when I lost my virginity, the reason I lost my virginity is because I was 17 and I felt peer pressure basically, like, I felt lame that I was a virgin at that time because that's how people was making it seem at school. So
Right.
that just goes to show you how everything's not what it seems. Like, people, all societal pressure is an illusion, because that really didn't have to happen. You know, like, I could have
Right.
been clean, a virgin right now still, and on top of my things. So it
You
just
know what
goes
I
to show you
realized
how
through that?
people.
Didn't that teach you like how sometimes people just only want to peer pressure you just to see that, you know, if their perspective actually matters? Because if you would have went against that and be like, you know what, fuck y'all, I don't care if y'all want to tease me for being a virgin,
Yeah,
whatever. After a while, you would realize that it would have been a flip in the power. You would have had the power,
yeah,
and they would have realized that they don't have no power as far as opinions on people. You know.
yeah. And it made me realize how much people put women on a pedestal instead
Hmm.
of their own soul and their own self development and just their own character.
Right, like
Like,
watching people treat you different because like you talking to us, you know, depending on how pretty she is and you know, things of that nature. Like, you know, you'll really watch men just like, you know, talk to you different, you know,
yeah,
approach you different versus like if you tell dudes like, you know, that I'm just focused on myself, regardless of if they understand that or not, you know, it's just like it's a difference in how they approach somebody like you. Like it's really actually, but this is why women are the way they are, because they just get pedestalized to a degree that just
it's
is
unhealthy.
way too high. It's way too
Yeah,
high, bro.
yeah,
Way
that's a
too high.
fact. It's really because people don't value their own selves
Right.
like
Right.
men don't.
Right.
Yeah, that
Any last couple things you want to say?
um nah, bro. I think this was a good conversation. It
It's a
was
fact.
great.
We
Like,
gotta
I
do
don't
this
think it
more.
has
Like
to
I
be
want to do.
stretched more.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do this more. One more thing about your community. Like, what kind of community was it? Like, was it just like a bunch of like houses around and stuff like that?
I grew up in a pretty nice neighborhood. Like, not suburbs, but like pretty nice.
Okay, okay. And why do you think you got bullied?
Um, really,
Maybe.
cause
Mhm.
lack of self respect and lack of having grit within my own words and the things I stand on.
Right. And you think people was able to sense that from you that you was walking around with a certain kind of weakness that just made you a target, right?
Um, yeah, they try to play with it too much. It wasn't too extreme until maybe I got older a little bit and things started happening. But, like, for the most part, like, high school, like 16, 17, like, it just made me realize, like, I wasn't as respected as I should have been.
Right. And one more thing, what would be any advice that you would give to somebody that's trying to overcome? Because you seem like a very smart brother. So, what was the shift for you from being, you know, feeling like you needed people's validation to have sex and, you know, peer pressure to lose your virginity? I mean, and like, you know, being bullied to like now you're reading all of these like high vibrational books and you
Yeah.
so inspired to like, you know, conquer yourself and just learn. What was that shift for you? What advice would you give somebody that's looking to shift in the same way that you are?
Um. Okay, that's a great question. I would say, you got to think back on your own mistakes and also the things that happened to you, and you got to let that make you hungry to better yourself. Like, you got to let that darkness drive you to change. And then another thing, like with the sights and overcoming yourself, I would say, wood, like morning wood, that's natural, but lust is not natural. Like,
Mhm.
feeding over a woman is not natural. Like,
Not at all.
ancient tribes didn't have no barely had any clothes on, and they had no lust problems, but us right now, we have lust problems. So I would
All right.
say, try to do something actively or practical to cleanse your mind, whether
Anything
that's
specific that
writing,
you would, yeah. Anything specific.
meditating,
Okay. Yeah.
praying, and
Mhm.
stay away from, for the most part, I would say, 'cause I have YouTube blocked right now. Stay away from YouTube because the whole algorithm is talking about women. Stay away from social media.
Yeah, the gender
Do
war.
do your best to just stay the fuck away, detach.
Great advice, my brother. So, you know, we'll talk soon. I definitely want you to get back up here and you know, give people an update on what you got going on and some more gems I want you to drop for sure. So yeah, you know, peace out, brother. Take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Love, bro.
Peace, bro. All right, let's get the next guest up here. I need you guys to, drop some emojis in the chat, some 100 emojis or some gems if you appreciate this open panel. If you want me to do more of these, let me know, and I absolutely will. And going forward, I'm getting a little bit nervous because I started thinking about trolls and how some trolls might want to do some weird shit. So from now on, I only will be accepting people that are showing their face. So if you're not showing your face and you don't want to show your face, I'm sorry, but I just don't feel safe to invite you on my platform.
Hey, what's good with you, big homie Flo?
Hey, what's good, Xavier? What's the word, my God?
What you been up to?
Hey, I've just been working today and it was kind of dry, a little bit of a slow day. So I was like, you know what? I thought about an open panel for some reason. I'm like, yo, I got access to a lot of people that genuinely rock with me, but I feel like, and especially I started thinking like, I be getting on this platform tweaking. Y'all know how I be doing sometimes with the trolls. So like, I thought about, let me give an opportunity to the people that actually genuinely rock with me. Let me give them a platform and let me show them how much I appreciate them, and let me talk to everybody that genuinely appreciate me in this platform and talk to them for me. So I just want you to, anything you want to say about yourself, you want people to know, you want to drop some gems, anything you want to say or do right now, the floor is yours, my brother.
Hey, what's good with y'all? My name is Xavier Mitchell. I found this guy out from his first video. I think it was a video that you did about pheromones that really caught my attention, and that's when I just really started fucking with you. Another thing is I wanted to ask you a question.
Wait, before you do that, can you tell them a little bit like a backstory about yourself, a little bit like where you come from, like where you from, how old you are, and like what inspired you to really get on this journey of like self-development, and then you go,
I'm from California, but I grew up in a military household, so it was kind of hard for me to make friends and really be in a stabilized community. So I was just really moving around a lot. I'm currently 20 years old right now. And what really inspired me was just a lot of this guy's videos. Like, I really do appreciate you, big homie Flo. You really changed my life in just a big, impactful way. And it's just hard for me to really come up here and talk to you, but you're just such an inspirational person.
You're doing great though, my brother.
Really
you're doing amazing. You look great up here, bro. You look great.
It. But
I appreciate you even saying that live on my platform. So I want to acknowledge that, because something that we both of us know about the Black community is like, we don't do enough of like, I would say like doing stuff like that with each other, because we might be afraid that people might look at us a certain way for like somebody in that. So I do want to say like, I respect you so much for doing that. So thank you, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Is there anything else you got for me?
Huh?
Is there anything else you want me to express?
Yeah, I just wanted you to like give an introduction of yourself, so like people can have an idea of like just a little bit about you before you get started, and like before we talk a little bit.
So growing up, I grew up in a military household. I had both of my parents. School was kind of difficult for me to make friends, so I was really getting bullied a lot, and I allowed that shit. I accepted that shit, but as I got older, my pops, he put me on. He kind of yoked me up to like wake me up, like, hey, you shouldn't let these niggas poke on you. So that kind of woke me up to put hands on niggas, and that's when I really started to endure myself and go out there in the world. And as I got older, I got into porn. And my porn addiction, it got bad to the point where I was in my room all day. I wouldn't be coming out as much. And it was hurting my self-esteem. So I came across a lot of semen retention videos and a lot of no-fat videos, a lot of self-improvement. And I got to say, it changed my life a lot. But I'm not going to lie, it was pretty hard. The journey is hard as hell. I'm not going to lie to you.
You motivated to go into this new year?
Hell yeah. Especially with the blood retention diet and whatnot. I'm really stoked for this.
That's beautiful. So you're going to implement the blood retention into your diet.
Sir.
That's beautiful. That, I promise you, is going to make a huge difference on your journey, because I just be trying to put in perspective for everybody that, it's deeper than just, okay, I'm going to step away from it and I'm going to stop being a simp and stop just, busting my life force away. Like, there's other things that we, are doing to ourselves that is making us have these urges to now feel like making those decisions is just something that's so hard to shake. It's deeper than just like, okay, I'm gonna just watch the site because I want to watch the site. It's deeper than that. It's that we also are, like I already, put it to perspective, the foods that we put in our bodies with the chemicals that's in them, and the hormonal imbalances that these juices with added sugars causing, and just feeling like we can eat whenever we want to, and we hear our stomach growl and we think, oh, we hungry, but that doesn't mean you hungry. That means that your body is actually moving and is doing the work that it has to do, and it's just making a noise in the process. Your stomach growling don't mean it, but that's a whole nother conversation. But so for you to be as young as you are, and to be like, intellectually aware enough to, like, catch that, you have a lot of potential out here in this world, my brother.
And I also noticed while watching your content, the fucking trolls, nigga. The fucking trolls, they get on my fucking nerves. I be trying to watch your content, and they be distracting your ass, and I'm like, yo, what are y'all niggas on, bro? Why y'all riding
ruthless,
this
bro?
Dick so hard, bro?
I don't know why they so ruthless, but I guess it really goes back to that saying where they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, because these dudes relentlessly be just on a spree for me.
And they don't understand you, bro. Yeah. You've been through so much shit, dog. Like, they don't understand how much shit you really been through. Especially you coming from Brooklyn. I understand how hard that shit is, nigga.
You said especially what? You from Brooklyn?
Nah, my pops is from Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. So you know them for sure. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know for sure. If your pops is from Brooklyn, you definitely. Did he tell you like what part of Brooklyn he from?
Nah, he didn't tell me what part. But I have
you gotta ask him that. That definitely makes a difference as well. Like if you ask him what part of Brooklyn. But do you have a relationship with him though?
Hell yeah, I'm close to my pops. I'm tight.
That's great. Yeah, you definitely got to ask him what part of Brooklyn. You definitely got to ask him that. Dude.
Yes, sir.
So you said you had a question for me before I had like kind of cut you off and told you to like tell a little bit about yourself. Do you remember that question you had?
It pertains to the diet. I wanted to know your feel about corn, like the vegetable corn.
Oh, corn. What in particular do you want to know?
Is it healthy, or should I exclude that out of my diet?
I mean, well, it depends on where you get it from, I would say. But as far as just corn in general, like if you get like some frozen corn, or maybe like when you out of the restaurant, like maybe a Chipotle or something, and you get corn added to your bowl, things that pertain to that, I don't really see the issue with it. I have heard that there aren't many, benefits that you would gain from corn. Like it's not really something to go crazy about. So what I would say is just don't really worry about corn, honestly.
All right, cool.
Don't worry about it. It's not really nothing to like even be worried about, questioning me about, because it's really not nothing, There's a lot more better options, like, vegetable wise, that, really just makes corn kind of irrelevant, honestly.
How your workout journey going?
How's my what?
Your fitness journey.
It's actually been like getting better and better, because what I've noticed is that even if I'm not as consistent with it, when I get back on it, I swell up so fast. I got the muscle memory is there. Okay. And just the amount of like strength that I feel is very different because
you fast throughout your workouts, right?
Huh?
I said you fast throughout your workouts, right?
You said, do I fast when I work out?
Like fast throughout your workouts?
Yeah, I don't eat anything when I work out, because what I've learned is that takes away from, you being able to put your body in that mode to like, start to, focus on building muscle and getting that blood flowing to the muscles and everything like that. Your body's a lot more sharper, when you're just exercising and your body's not focused on also breaking down foods at the same time as your exercise.
Right. Yo, that's crazy. I saw them birds fly right
Yeah, it's a million of them over here.
Now, how's your experiences throughout your life with relationships and girls? Like, how'd you manage to maneuver through that?
Wait, I'm sorry, repeat that question.
How'd you manage to maneuver through relationships and with girls without having to retaliate? Because a lot of these girls be getting on my nerves to the point where I be so close.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, right? So what I've learned overall dealing with women is that you just have to accept that women just have a level of entitlement that you will never be able to truly be able to level with a modern woman. Because we just grow up different. Women they have this certain type of level of entitlement because people pedestalize them for, you know, because we kind of look at them as like an ego boost, and they don't realize it. Like, we also look at them like, you know, sex dolls as well. You know, when you come from that immature mind state of like, oh my God, like how it would make me feel so good to have the honor to like lay that woman down and just be pounding on her relentlessly,
Hell
she's
yeah.
screaming. It would make me feel so good as a man. But because I don't have the access to do that, or I can't sleep with the kind of women that I want to sleep with, you know, beauty wise and body wise, then men just allow that to, like, you know, define how they feel out here and define their demeanor out here. Versus, you know, women also just feel like they can, you know, just request certain things from a man, and if we don't want to comply, then they can just kind of, you know, bash us and belittle us. They just have a lot of power out here. So, you know, one thing I would say is, as a young dude like yourself that's 20 years old, going into looking to having, you know, experiences with women, I would say you have to, number one, mentally prepare yourself for the fact that, you know, you as a man, you understand that you have to earn respect. You have to earn, you know, people looking at you a certain way, like, wow, like, look at him, like, he looks so such and such, he looks so like masculine, or he looks so strong. A woman could just come outside in spandex and makeup on and everybody's dick is hard. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I need you to understand is that, you know, we are just on two different playing fields. Do not interact with a woman like she is on your level, because she's not. Especially when you are growing out here in this world and you start to attain more sexual market value because you're more attractive and you're more financially abundant and you have more of an abundance mindset. You're more intellectual, you're more street smart. All that it takes for you to get to that point, to attain all of these things, women don't have to prioritize those things, you know, until they meet a man like yourself that has worked to attain those things. And now she will see, like, holy shit, like, you know, this man has so much to offer me and is changing my perspective so much that, you know, that is where your value will come from you having to earn it. A woman, you know, she doesn't really have to earn too much. I would say a woman can really just primarily focus on her beauty, and, you know, she'll be all right in this world as long as she is beautiful and has a nice body. The world is pretty much in the palm of her hands, but that is, you know, obviously not the same for men. So that can be very frustrating, you know, when dealing with women, is that, you know, I would say, especially you at your age, I would say if you don't feel like you are at the peak of, you know, your sexual market value, as far as like your body is where you want it to be, you in a position where, you know, you could take it out as much as you want to and, you know, spend that money, you know,
Yeah, and
having
also
a
I
good
want your
time.
opinion. I want your opinion on this. Do you think I should really start looking for relationships right now and really get on my shit and
Yeah, that's what
harness
I was
myself?
about to get into, my young brother. Nah, because, you know, if I was your age, I really wish I had somebody as mature as myself to speak about when it came to this, you know, type of topic and question of yours. I really just feel like, especially at your age, you know, women your age are very immature. You know, they like to say that, you know, women mature faster than men, but
That's
that
not
is
the
not
case.
true. The reason why women can say that they mature faster than men is because they don't have as much responsibility as men. You know, on top of the fact that not only do men have more responsibility as a man to learn how to maneuver through, but we also have to learn how to attain and you know, master that responsibility through growing up in environments and, you know, living environments at home and just environments in the outside world, in the street world, that don't help us with that. And we have to just learn as we go for the most part. You know, so I would say when it comes to dealing with women, you know, just put yourself in a position where you know that you can actually add value to that woman's life on a, you know, I would say that pertains more to even money, you know, because money is not what really matters when it comes to dealing with women. You have to be able to be in a position to bring, you know, like things to the table that can completely make her aware of the world in a way that she doesn't have to be because of the privilege that they have. You understand what I'm trying to get at?
No,
So, you know, to go back to your question earlier, I don't feel like I really answered it. Where you said, you know, pretty much what you asked earlier was like, how frustrating is it, you know, dealing with women, and how do I maneuver through that, right?
because they be using shit against you. Like they'll use something that you told them in the past, and that shit really get in your head.
You know why? The reason why women do that and they can't help but do that is because they're emotional, right? So one thing that's dangerous about dealing with, you know, immature modern women is that because of them because of them lacking so much self-control, because they just never really felt like they had to, because they have so much privilege because of being, you know, pretty privileged and just pussy privilege, really though, because they have a pussy that a nigga could bend them over and lay them down. They think that that makes them so valuable and gives them some sort of power, when really it's just that we appreciate that you are a walking beauty on this planet, that I can lay you on your back and just look at you enjoy me. Like, they don't understand all of that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the reason why women use things against you is because they want to get that reaction out of you. So what is dangerous, like I said, is when you're dealing with an immature modern woman, when she lacks that control over her emotions, she doesn't want to see you be able to have an argument with her and have a certain kind of control. She wants you to be affected by what she says. So if she can remember something that she knows that will make you be like, yo, what you just said? Like, what? And then now you start to lose that control, and she sees that it's getting you in that mode. She doesn't even really care about what she said. She just wants to get the reaction. And the more frame that you end up holding with a modern woman, you'll end up realizing the lengths that she's willing to go to get that reaction out of you. So it's a very tricky game. And as a young dude like yourself, that I know you can admit for yourself that you are still lacking a certain type of control. Because I want to say this to you, young brother. You have to understand that we live in a world where, like, I understand, and you know, you may not really fully be aware of this, but like, as I started to get older, from being 20 years old, I started realizing that I started being afraid of myself as a man, because all it takes
No, I'm
is
not
for you
gonna
to
lie.
just...
I am afraid of myself. 100%.
And why is that? Why are you afraid of yourself?
Yo, because I feel like at any moment I could lash out. At any moment.
And you know what that's gonna come with. You know that that's gonna come with the cops ain't gonna care about what you've been through, about
especially
why
with the
you
color
feel
of
that
my
way.
skin.
They're gonna be like, hey, sir, calm down. Put your hands behind your back. Hey, put your hands behind your back. And you just gonna be like, damn, like, this would have come to, my nigga. Like, I just had a moment where I just lost control for that one moment. And now I got these niggas with these tight ass handcuffs pulling me around, throwing me in the car, like. And that's just what's scary in this world about being a man, my nigga. Like, real shit. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that out here as a young brother. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, we don't have the privilege that women have, where they could just like be a certain way, and, you know, people you know, kind of look at it, not kind of, but they look at that totally different. Like, oh, she's just a woman, you know, like she's just having a woman moment. You know, you as a man, if you have that same kind of moment, people are going to be looking at you nervous. You know, you're going to have men with their hands in their pocket ready to pull out weapons on you. Like, yo, if he keep acting like that, I might have to pull out this gun, or I might have to pull out this knife, or like, or you know what I'm saying? It's just a totally different thing. So
it's like, as a man, you got to be on tack at all times. Before a female, it's completely different. Exactly. They live in a fantasy.
That's what you have to accept when it comes to dealing with women. If you can honestly say and accept within yourself that you feel like you don't have the patience to deal with an entitled woman that doesn't have to have certain responsibilities. Huh?
It looks knowledgeable.
Oh, my mustache look knowledgeable?
And you got the crispy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got in your stable.
Huh?
Post, how you got in your stable?
How many wood I got in my stable?
Either way, you got a bottom bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, I'm on my celibacy journey though. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit, real shit.
I appreciate you, my brother. Yo, Be good out here, man.
I'm trying to be appreciated. You know
Yes, yes. So keep moving with that positivity.
That's a different name than I'm thinking.
Right.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
All right.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Yo, positive shit right there. Positive.
That's fire, yeah. So where was I? Yeah, I kind of lost where I was at. But any more advice that you feel like you would need from me as a young brother, or do you have any gems for anybody that's your age that you feel like you may have certain gems that they don't have?
Yo, for you guys that is younger than me, I need y'all to lock this journey down as soon as possible. As soon as possible. I'm telling you, it's going to be a real big benefit for you. The earlier you do it, the better. As Coach said in the past, the earlier, the better. And I'm still learning as we go. You know, big homie Flo ain't done yet. He still got more gems to put out here.
Yo, and let me tell you something about yourself. I want you to know that something I learned, you know, after a little while living, right? Me looking at you right now, right? I could tell you a little bit about some things that you may need to keep in mind living out here in this world as a young gentleman, right? So, number one, you look and you sound older than your age because you got that deep voice and you got that masculine look on your face that you look like you a young man. So just know that people are not going to be able to just look at you and be able to know that you are pretty much a kid. You know, not to disrespect you in any way, but 20 years old to somebody like me at least is very young. So just know that you yourself may think that you young because you 20, but you don't look and you don't sound 20. So that right there should give you the kind of, you know, motivation to kind of just like go within this world to just like not look at yourself like, don't define yourself by I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm 22. Look at it as like I am a man because I'm old enough to get arrested for the rest of my life in a grown man jail, not juvenile, but in a jail with men twice my age. So for anybody else that's watching, once you over 18 years old and you do something dumb, you could get arrested in a jail that where niggas is 35, 40, niggas is doing they whole life in there. You know what I'm saying? That's when you need to start looking at yourself like, don't look at me like I'm no OG and you a youngin'. So we gotta stop that. As soon as you turn 18, my brother, you a man. Because if you go out here and you do something irresponsible, ain't nobody gonna look at you, oh, like he just young. The only time they give you that kind of leeway, is if you got a clean criminal record and you don't have no history. Other than that, they don't care.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the wisdom, Coach.
No doubt, my brother. No doubt. Let me see if I got somebody else in here. Wait, okay, Undertaker, I see you showing your face, my brother, and I appreciate your patience. So I'm about to get you up here in like 2 minutes. But I want to give this young brother a minute to like anything else he wants to say. This is probably your first time on a platform like this or whatever. So anything else you want to say for the next like 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to get you up.
Did you see that podcast with Andrew Tate and Pearl?
I did actually. I did.
And I see why you don't mess with black women. Because that girl, she was interrupting like 70% of that podcast.
She was getting on my nerves. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Big facts.
She was getting, and just that right there, for you to be as young as you are and to be able to pinpoint, like it's important that y'all young brothers watch stuff like that and be thankful that y'all have the access that y'all have to these type of content and my content where I show you raw interactions like between me and my ex-girlfriend. Like, be aware and thankful of these things because it's gonna put you ahead of the game going forward, that you can even be able to watch things like that and be like, oh, that right there is wrong. And I probably wouldn't move like that. Even if you was watching my live stream and seeing certain things that I did wrong, and you was like, you know what, I probably wouldn't have handled it like that. Or you know what, I probably, you know, keep all of these things like that in mind. And that's why I like to be as raw as I am, because I'm not trying to be no Superman on here. I want people to also be able to learn from my mistakes as well. So it's very important to keep in mind as well that don't doubt yourself. The fact that you are even smart enough to watch a podcast like that one that you just brought up and be able to decipher what's happening, that is something right there that's gonna let you're gonna be good out here.
That's what I respect about you. Like what you're going through, not a lot of people will tell people in the public about what they're going through. And for you to come up on these platforms and to talk the shit that you talk to all these people, I really respect that shit about you. And I hope
for you to be as young as you are, For you to be as young as you are and even appreciate something like that right there is incredible for me as well, because I don't really expect, you know, for y'all as young as y'all be to, like, you know, peep certain things like that, which is why, you know, for the young people, because I got a lot of people that's my age that watch me as well, but for the young people that watch me, I definitely appreciate, you know, y'all, which is why, like, before you get off here, like, if you have any gems that you want to drop, I want you to, you know, do that real quick before, like, you know, before you get off it.
The younger, the better. The younger, the better. And
That's a
always
fact.
stay consistent. Consistency is key.
And you also said that you was being bullied. So what did you learn about being bullied, and, you know, what really took you to that point where you started realizing that you had to prioritize, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do? Because you said, like you said earlier, you know, you done had to put your hands on some things. So what really took you to that point where it's like sometimes in certain situations you got to do what you got to do? Like, what was that shift for you?
What I learned about bullies is I realized they going through a lot worse than what I'm going through. So I had to really put my perspective into theirs. Like, they could probably have some shit that's going on in their household that I don't know about. And for me to come to the point to put my hands on them is where, like, nigga, you put your hands on me, right? I'm gonna have to retaliate. But at that age, I didn't really understand that until my pops yoked me up. So until my pops yoked me up, that's when I started really damaging niggas.
Mm-hmm. Your pops, why did he yoke you up?
Cause he was like, you need to stop being a little bitch. Stop being a little pussy out here.
He gave you that motivation.
It woke me up.
And you seen that fury that he had, like, nah,
Hell
son,
yeah.
go handle that. You know what I'm saying? So for any young brother out here that's watching, it's the second dude that came up here, including myself, that has been bullied. If you feel like somebody disrespecting you, that don't mean just retaliate, because, you know, you got to make sure, like, you don't want to just put yourself in a position where you may be arrested. So, you know, scan the situation out and find an opportunity where you can handle that, you know, without having to, you know, receive certain repercussions like getting arrested. Like, if you can put yourself in a position, for example, where you walk up to that brother man to man and be like, yo, come over here, like, let's go handle this way. Ain't nobody gonna see us, or you could whatever, just we can't get arrested type of situation. And you gonna have to put some respect on my name after this. We could probably dap each other up or whatever, so we can keep it respectful, because you might have a coworker like that at your job. You might, and especially school, like, but you gonna respect me. You gonna know every time you think you gonna play with me, I'm gonna show you again and again, and that's what's gonna help you build that resilience and make you a man. Like, you gonna have to take some punches, you gonna give some, you gonna learn about yourself and how to handle yours out here on your own, and that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely defend yourself, and don't let anybody just think that they could put their hands on you, and because you trying to stay out of trouble, you just allow that to happen. Don't let nobody play with you like that. Nobody. Handle that. Feel me? So with that being said, my brother,
Hey,
I'm gonna get you off
appreciate you having
here.
me on here, coach.
No doubt. And we gonna talk soon. I'm gonna do more of these open panels. So I hope to see you next time, my brother.
Yes, sir. Take
And
care.
best of luck to you for this new year.
Yes,
I don't want to hear about no relapses, my brother. Seriously,
Hell
you got this, bro. You got this, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace. Love.
My brother. Yo, I can't hear you, bro. You muted. Is it just me, but I can't hear you? Y'all can't hear him, right? All right, Undertaker, why don't you, I'm gonna get you off and then join right back, and I'm gonna see if something changed. So that was fire. So far, this is my first open panel. Not that I haven't brought people on my panel before, but like, this is my first stream really targeting being open panel. Y'all can't hear him, okay. Yeah, that was a beautiful conversation with the young brother. Yeah, it's probably his earphones, I think. I don't know what that was. But yeah, if anybody else want to get up here, you see the link in the live chat. You know, click that link in the live chat. And if you want to come up here, you can join. Just make sure you show your face, because I'm too paranoid with these trolls and all that. So you're gonna have to show your face. I'm sorry. All right, now I think I can hear you. Say something.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can hear me, right? All right.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'm
What's up,
just
young king?
staying focused. What's up,
So
young
before we
OG?
get started, wait. Before we get started, just give a little bit of an introduction. Tell them how old you are, where you from,
You
and
know what
why
I'm
you
saying?
so passionate about this journey of self-development.
You know what I'm saying? My name is Malachi. I really love this journey just to like get closer to God. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading my Bible and stuff. And I was in the spiritual community, but I just felt like I was missing something. Like yeah, I didn't feel fulfilled in my heart. Like I was missing something. So
You said you was 18, right?
yeah, I'm 18
And where you from?
and I'm from Minnesota.
Okay, interesting.
You know what I'm
Minnesota.
saying?
What's it like over there? Like,
This
if somebody that's never like been to Minnesota, like, what kind of like description would you give them of Minnesota?
very classy. You know what I'm saying? Very high class. Well, I'm middle class, but I'm also like high class, so it's like nothing too much going on. The suburbs and stuff.
Okay, what
But
was it
like,
like
yeah, I
growing up in your
never.
household?
It was good. You know what I'm saying? I had some really good times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a good like for me. I had a good childhood. I will say that, but I had some times. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, it was traumatizing. There was times, but it wasn't all bad. It was like, normal, like every kid
You had your
type
mother and your
stuff.
father, or one of them, or
Just my mom. Well, like my mom and stuff. Just that's it. Single parent.
okay. What was it like in school? Like, what kind of like person? Are you still in high school?
No, I graduated.
What was it like for you
I'm
in
in
high
college.
school and like middle school? Have you ever been bullied, or like, what was your
I
experience like?
mean,
Maybe with women, or like, with
I'm gonna
people
be
maybe
honest.
judging you? Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. High school, I'm not. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. It was just to me. I knew that I could have been on it sooner. Even when I was 17, I knew about senior attention. I just wasn't practicing it because I was so caught up in what the world was doing. So like,
Mm.
I felt like that could have been handled better, and
So
I
what
feel like
made
I
you want to
could have
practice it after you already heard about it but didn't practice it? Like, what made you want to?
just God, man, just getting closer to God, just reading my Bible, just because like I know all this is gonna end. Like, I'm not trying to bash the spiritual community, but like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all don't talk about God enough. Y'all don't talk about Jesus, and I feel like
Are you talking about me
He's the
specifically,
source.
or?
No, not you. I'm talking about just people in general that's in the spiritual community. It's a choice though. I'm not saying you should, but for me, I'm gonna be honest. Read my Bible, bro. I had no urge. I kid you not. I had a huge urge. Then when I read my Bible, I started praying. That went away. I'm like, whoa,
Okay, so
ain't no way.
if you want to have that kind of conversation, we could actually talk about that, because this is
Okay.
where, me, the reason why I'm would consider myself more so spiritual than religious is because even with what you just
It's
said just now, like, I kind of have an issue with that, because for you to say that you lost urges because of reading the Bible, I could like agree to disagree with that, because agreeing is like, okay, maybe you lost the urge because the responsibility of like, okay, I'm reading something like the Bible, I'm not gonna really want to go watch the site after reading a Bible. That's
yes,
understandable. But where I can disagree with you is that where, somebody like me has came up with a practice called blood retention and implementing, you know, other things, as far as like mainly blood retention is about protecting your bloodstream and prioritizing an extremely strict diet where your digestive system and your colon is not clogged, pushing up against your prostate, where your prostate is being overly activated, to where regardless if you read in the Bible or not, if you eat in a certain way, you're gonna eventually relapse. That's where I think, I have,
okay.
I differ from the perspective of somebody like yourself that is maybe heavy in a religious practice. So what's your take on that?
And that's
Where
fine.
you mute? Oh,
And
there
I
you go.
really
There you go.
appreciate people that like. I really appreciate people that could just like. Yeah. All right, we're good. I really appreciate people that could just disagree. You know what I'm saying? That could just respectfully disagree. But anyway, what was your question?
So yeah, like, what's
Can you
your
hear me?
take on you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
So
good.
what's your perspective on diet?
Diet, I think it's important. I was kind of lacking, but I didn't relapse or nothing because of diet or because of blood retention.
So you don't think diet plays a part in relapse?
It does, but I don't. I never really had that problem because I knew, what I'm saying, I might have, I was on my diet and let's say I break my fast and I eat some junk. I didn't relapse because of that. I relapsed because I know it could play a part, but I didn't relapse because of that. I relapsed because it was a choice. And I'm saying for me, it was it's mainly a choice to I relapse. That's mainly why.
But that's correct. But to respectfully disagree again, I feel that what leads up to the relapse is really what's important, not that final decision of okay, I'm a relapse, because usually what it takes for you to relapse is literally being tormented by lustful thoughts and urges to the point where
yes.
you're being tormented so much to the point where you just end up folding. So by me teaching people about blood retention and the importance of diet is what can stop that from happening, because like they say how, for example, weed can be like a gateway drug, right? I also believe that diet can also be a gateway drug because, for example, I don't know if you know this, but sugar gives you the same, like a similar kind of dopamine rush that these sites give you. So if you go into these stores and buying these candies or buying these chips and buying these 50-cent cakes, whatever these snacks and these juices and these sodas that have added sugar, here's where the problem comes in. Now, you're eating all of these different things. Let's say you ate a 50-cent cake. What I used to do, I get 2 honey buns, sour Skittles and some sour straws, and I get a big thing of Sprite. Now, that's mad different things of added sugar, right? Here's where my point comes in.
Right.
Now, after I ate all of that shit and it's in my body and it's giving me this, because your gut is connected to your brain. This is what I need young brothers like yourself to understand, especially at your age, bro, is that your gut, what's that you drinking? What's that you drinking?
This is black cherry.
Black cherry what?
It's added sugar, bro. Black cherry.
You gotta get rid of that. but
Man,
your gut, look, your gut, bro. Nah, this is real shit, bro. No funny shit. Your gut is literally connected to your brain. You can do your research on this. So you have to take into account that if you want your brain to operate a certain way, you have to make sure that the foods that you are feeding it, you know what I'm saying, don't take away from how you want your brain to operate, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit that I'm trying to really teach y'all going into the new year with blood retention, is that you can't just carelessly do shit like that. It's just, it got added sugar, but hey, so, it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to bash you or nothing, I'm just, just
fine.
As an older brother, let's say, just trying to hold you as a young brother accountable. That we do have to prioritize that as much as you as a religious brother would prioritize, the Bible, the spiritual community. Y'all gotta, with the Bible, y'all don't talk enough about God, this, and the third. My frustration is that even with people like yourself that prioritize religion, y'all still don't prioritize diet. Not to disrespect anybody in the religious community, but a lot of y'all be out of shape. I done seen preachers preaching the word, but you up on a podium and you sweating gallons and you stink because you putting the wrong foods in your diet, and the toxins that's coming out of your body when you sweating is making you stink, but you don't have the knowledge to understand that because you just think God. But you know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that, bro. It's deeper than that. So I'm just trying to, hopefully I can put that in perspective as somebody as young as yourself, so that I'm not trying to say don't implement your Bible. That's beautiful that you want to hold yourself accountable like that. This Bible holds me accountable and makes me not want to relapse, because look at this. I got the Holy Bible in my hand. So I'm not about to turn around from having a Holy Bible in my hand to having my meat in my hand. I can understand that, where you just use it as a way to hold yourself accountable. Bro, I had the Holy Bible in my hand today. I'm not about to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. Keep that up.
Yeah.
Keep it up. But
And I
yeah,
think like, thank you. I think I'm just like, I feel like I'm like the last of like, I'm like the last of man because I'm a virgin too. But like, I knew I could like pull girls, but I choose not to, just because like, it's wrong. It's a sin against your own body in general. And like if you follows your own body and everything about you. So that's why I don't. I knew I could pull girls. Like, listen, guys, if you want a girl, bro, just get on attention, and then let the succubus come. But
why? Okay, let me
I
ask you
could be
this:
doing what y'all do.
why do you think women are attracted to men on semen retention? Why?
It's their energy, it's their aura. They feel that, and they want to take it away from you because they don't have that. They're drained. They're done. They're dull inside. They have
Right,
demons.
right, right.
They're
Okay, I
attract.
want to
They're
drop a
attracted
deeper
to life.
gem real quick, right? On a deeper
All
level,
right.
the reason why they are attracted to you is because as a woman, it's in their biology to be attracted to a man that has a potent seed. So she can literally like sense it, like she got some sort of superpower that you are not drained. So, kind of like what you said, but just to go a little bit deeper, that's definitely part of why they are attracted to you. And also, they respect and can kind of see that you carry yourself with a certain kind of discipline that most men don't have, you know?
Yes, it takes a lot of discipline. Cause I know it can go a lot of days, but bro, it takes a lot of discipline, and I feel like it's getting easier, especially when I'm off social media. I just been working out,
Beautiful,
doing my push-ups, reading my Bible and stuff. And listen,
beautiful.
guys, it's not about religion. It's never about religion. It's about building a connection with Jesus, because
Mhm.
like Jesus, he's the only way out the matrix. It's not the universe. It's not listen. It's not the universe. It's not uh whatever gateway drug. Jesus is the only way, bro. He
Wait, what
loves
do
us
you
so
mean by it's
much.
not the universe? What do you mean?
Like the universe, God made the universe.
Okay, so I'm glad you said this because this is like also a misconception that I feel like people have about when I say the universe. Number one, the reason why I say the universe instead of like God, Jesus, Allah is because of that. There are people out here that have different religious beliefs. So I do not want to, as a content creator, put myself in a box when there's so many different religions that are out here that people believe in. And somebody like myself takes that into account that maybe it's not Jesus, maybe it's Allah. Or, maybe the Muslim Bible is the one and it's not the Christian. Or maybe it's the Jehovah. Like, I'm a very open-minded thinker. So that's why I don't really try to go too crazy when it comes to religion. But out of all of them, from the ones that I've heard of, I would say the top two that stand out to me are the Muslim and the Christian religion.
And
Not that I have anything against the other ones, but anyway, my point is that I don't get why it's a big deal when somebody says the universe, when, like you said, God created the universe. So, for example, people like myself in the spiritual community prioritize the universe is because we get a lot of life from this universe. Like we get life from the sun shining on us. We get life from, the plants that
but that's
come
what God.
from the trees and the trees we
But that's
breathe
what
in the
God
air.
made.
Exactly. So
That's
what's
not
really,
God.
but what is the difference between somebody saying God and the universe if God created it? I don't get what the difference is.
Like, explain that again.
What is the difference between somebody saying, like be thankful for the universe and maybe they don't say God, for example? Like what's really the big deal?
Because you're not giving praise to God. God made the plants. That's like saying, oh, this shrine or this vase, I'm gonna praise this vase because it gives me energy. It's like the sun when God made that vase, so you can have that, something like that. You know what I mean? It's a example. So like saying that, you know, hey, the universe. You know what I'm saying? The plants. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? The sun is shining. God
You
made
know, and,
that.
and
That's
also
good.
things like, the law of attraction, karma, things of that nature. Like it's deeper because, you know, first of all, if let's say for example, let's have a conversation between, God and the universe, right? For example, if I decide to disrespect the universal laws and pray to God, I'm not going to get blessed, right? Because I am not
Yes, you will.
implementing. No, you won't. Because if you do not know how to align with things like the law of attraction, or you don't respect laws like karma, just because you go at home and you pray does not mean that you can still come out here and move a certain way. For example, again, going back to what I said earlier about diet, you cannot go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A and eat bullshit, but then just because you read a Bible, that is gonna bring goodness in your life when you do not respect your body and your temple.
Amen.
How do you expect me
Amen.
to respect anybody that respects religion, but they don't even respect the temple and the things that they put in their temple? That doesn't make any sense. That's where the difference with me is the universe and God, because you have people that are out of shape praying. You have people that don't respect universal laws, but praying. That don't make no sense.
So to give you my perspective.
Oh,
I
wait,
do
one more
think
point.
diet-
One more point, right? One more point. For example, you may pray to God and say, I don't feel good today. I want to feel good. And, I thank you for what you've done for me. Basic prayer, right? But yet, you don't realize that all of the foods that you ate today, including that drink that you just was on here drinking, is probably the reason why your spirit don't feel good, is because you put a certain shit in your body that's bullshit. But then you go turn to God and be like, oh God, please, like I don't feel good. I don't know if it's people and this and that, but you are not knowledgeable enough to respect your temple. So why is it that you can sit here and disrespect your temple, but then tell people like me that we gotta give more praise to saying God and not respecting the universe? I feel like
It's not-
if you respect the universe, you respect God.
So it's not about disrespecting your temple. It's about prioritizing. And I can be honest, I'm not vegan. I really don't know what blood retention is, first of all, and I'm not vegan. But it's about monetize. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I eat candy here and there, but I don't eat it all the time. And God does talk about diet. So He does talk about diet. So like
Yeah,
that
but the
is
things
very
that he
important.
talks about in that Bible when it comes to diet, where he tries to make it seem like eating animals is okay, that's the thing to me. Like, and first of all, I don't really get why people honestly really worship the Bible, because first of all, it's not like
It's not not
that shit.
worshiping.
But look, you don't know for sure if that shit ain't tampered with. Why,
It
if
does.
we live in a matrix full of things that are operated against us for us to fail and be, controlled, why is it that they would give you access to literal a book that was handwritten by the creator of this entire universe? Why would they give us access to that?
Because it's good for us. It's good for our souls.
If it was good for our souls, then why is it that even people that worship your Bible are still bots? Why is that?
Because they choose to be. They don't want to fully submit. They don't want to submit to Jesus, so they do
So
what they
so
want.
so if
It's like
you see some
like you were, you worship. You worship the universe, but you still smoke blunts and all that stuff. That's your choice, right?
I
It's
don't I
not
don't I
bashing you.
actually I don't really smoke. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a smoker because it's a very once in a while thing that I may do. And I'm also looking to go into this new year clean. And I think I smoked recently the other
That's
day,
good.
but I was also clean for like the past almost 3 months. But
That's good.
weed is another conversation, because that is something that is a plant, number one. And number two, the reason why somebody like me smokes weed when I want to is because, of trauma. And because I try to use weed to calm my spirit down, because sometimes I can be governed by
Weed.
complete and utter anger. But people like you don't
Uh,
understand my pain because we grew up different lives. So I can understand the
listen.
misunderstanding that you may have about somebody like me, but you don't know what it's like walking in my shoes and the kind of anger that I may feel on a daily basis, having to even deal with living and walking in the streets of New York City, growing up in the Bronx my whole life, growing up being abused my whole life. Sometimes I may just want to sit back on the park bench and smoke and let that shit settle me down and chill. That's my purpose of smoking. I don't know about anybody else, but you know, that's me. That's me.
So, also, weed opens up demons
I agree.
because weed is not good for you.
I agree
But I
that
don't
weed
think
can
you
also
should.
be, you know, I agree that weed can also be a source of like you can be body snatched or things of that nature. Like it opens up a portal for I do
And
believe
listen,
that.
listen, and listen. I was just, I was just tempted yesterday to smoke weed. You know, me and my friends texted, but I said no. So like, I feel like you have a choice not to smoke it because it opens up demons. It's not good for your spirit anyway.
But
It's not
this is
good for your
where like,
spirit.
for example, right? I wouldn't say that. Like I would tell somebody to go smoke a blunt before they end up killing somebody out here. Because like I said, see,
Right.
me and you, we grew up different. You, for example, I could see it in your spirit. You ain't really been through as much pain as me. You know what I'm saying?
But we
And
also have a choice how we deal with that pain. Like if
no, no,
someone
no,
beat
no, no,
me
no,
up,
no, no. See, look,
like
this is the difference. No, 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 no. Look, you missed it. No, no, no. See, this is where like you got to be careful with that because like you can't say that. It's not that simple. People that had to forcefully go through trauma growing up their entire lives, you can't just tell them that they have a choice on how to, you know, cope with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially people that in really years of trauma and pain and you know, for example, like, do you know what it's like
that's
for
why
your
we
own
ask
mother?
God.
Look. Do you know what it's like for your own mother to not give a fuck about you and make it known that
Yes,
she don't care?
yes, single mother raised by my aunt. My mom, my real mom, does not take care of me. She
Mm.
never took care of me at all. So I understand your pain, but that's not also
Okay,
a
you can
reason
definitely understand my pain
to,
to a certain extent, but
yes.
I would, like I said, I would tell somebody if they need to that, you know, not
Listen,
to be a
Eric,
pothead, not to be a pothead, but if you may need to smoke from time to time, I could dig that. That's not a bad thing. But
listen, I understand
any
you.
other drug is a no-no. Absolutely not. But weed is where I can kind of, you know, be like, okay,
Listen, I understand you. I understand where it's coming from.
not
I didn't grow up with
100%
my mom.
because we still been through different pain, but you
Okay,
know,
maybe not 100%,
yeah.
but my real mom, yeah, she didn't take care of me. But anyways, back to what I was saying, you have to put God first, whatever you're going through. Because I've been tempted to, just like everyone else. I've been in forceful situations. You know what I'm saying? But that's not a reason to not.
I'm reading this comment. He said, wait, how is he saying you never had as much pain as me? You can't prejudge. Trust me, I can prejudge. See, we don't have you in this comment. I could tell by this comment that you wrote that you don't have the same street smarts as I have. See, what happens is when you go through certain things in this world, you can look at people and you can either resonate or not. And looking at this young brother, I can see that I cannot 100% resonate with him. But there have been people that have came across that I can resonate with way more than I can resonate with him. That is not disrespect. That is just me, that I have a certain type of, you know, awareness because of what I've been through that I feel that I can, you know, pick up on certain things about somebody's character that maybe somebody else can't because of just what life and street smarts have, you know, taught me because of my own unique walks of life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just you know, reply back to that comment. But
You know, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
You
has
know what I'm
a
saying?
very weed has a very like you know bad stigma on it because I feel like people that smoke it just because you may feel anxiety or some shit now it's a bad thing because you can't smoke it and still feel when anxiety doesn't come from weed. Anxiety comes from you already being an anxious motherfucker. I'm the type of person that I could be outside in
You
these
can,
New York streets with millions of people out here, and I could be walking down the street nonstop, everybody looking at me, smoking, chilling, not caring about none of that. So not everybody is this. I feel like that's why
and
weed, people think it's bad because you get all nervous and jittery and all that weird shit. I don't go through that. I don't go through that. It really calms me down because I have a very, for those that haven't noticed already, I can be very hyper masculine. So weed could like tone that down.
and you can smoke weed, and, like everyone has a free will. But listen, if you want to go to the real narrow path, you know what I'm saying, pick up that Bible. You know what I'm saying? Put
Nah, I'm
down
not
the
really
weed.
interested in that.
Take a. That's
See
fine.
me,
And
and respectfully, like I just feel like everybody has their own views of like what's the purpose of life, and I feel like my definition of the purpose of life is to, find your own way, because if
there
there
is no.
is,
You can't.
look, let me finish
There
though.
is.
Let me finish though. If there is a God that you like, they say there is. I'm not saying that there's not a God, but if there is the kind of God that you believe in, right? Then what I would presume that he would want us to do is for us to earn his respect on our own by, learning our way on our own. And the universe gives us,
But
we
God.
don't need to read a book. I feel like the universe itself is enough for us to find our way and learn out here how to be, real men. I don't really trust that book because, mind you have to buy it from these companies that are ran by elites. I do not trust these niggas. So I feel like it's disrespectful to be reading a Bible that comes from people that for a fact is tampering with this Bible, bro. Like, why would I waste my time reading some shit that I know for a fact that they did something to that book, bro? Word. That's what
It's
I'm
not
saying.
about the
This
book.
comment
It's
right here,
about.
we are the book. We already
We are
come
the
from the
church.
source. We already come from the
Yes,
source. So why
that's right.
can't we just believe in universal laws and go from there?
Because it's not. It's not of God. God wants us to go
So,
to
so,
Him.
so okay, now
You know what I'm
here's where I
saying?
gotta
Either
call your
through
cap.
prayer.
Doesn't the Bible teach you universal laws though?
No, it doesn't say anything about the universe. It
See,
says
all right,
about
don't do
Jesus.
that. Obviously, it's not going to say anything specifically about universe. But for example, when it says things like, because I hate when people do that, like that's just a form of like ignorance, respectfully, when you say that, oh, he didn't say the universe. Like, it sounds like you got something personal against the spiritual community that kind of is making you ignorant to the facts. But let me enlighten you. For example, why do you think the Bible teaches men to, get married or to practice semen retention or to, not be, to not, for women to not be promiscuous and things of that nature? Why is that? Because that is what? Universal laws. If people respect that teaching that the Bible teaches y'all, then that is them respecting universal laws and they will attract good from the universe. That is what respecting the universe means. The Bible teaches
But
universal laws, bro. It just may not say, oh, the universe. So don't say that, bro, because that's ignorant.
okay. So where did you pick up the where did you get this ideology from the
From my
universe?
own personal
Who
experiences of
first came up with
life.
that?
Who first came up with what?
Okay. So the universe, the ideology of the universe. So you just
The
came up with that?
ideology of the universe comes from,
I'm genuinely curious.
yes, the ideology of believing in the universe comes from life, putting certain things in your face where you have no choice but to see it. See, this is right here where it can prove my point that we don't have the same pain, because that is where my understanding of the universe comes from. My traumas and the universe
I'm just trying to
literally putting shit in the front of my face where I had no choice but to learn how to decipher and put one and two together on my own to survive on my own. And it came from that. It didn't come from none of these bullshit YouTube channels like how y'all niggas be like, oh, the spiritual community is this, that, and the third. I didn't learn nothing about spirituality through none of these niggas. I was spiritual in third grade when my mother showed me that she allowed another man to beat on me. That is when I became spiritual. I became spiritual in third grade when my mother told me I was a liar when I told her when I was 8, 9 years old that a grown ass man beat on me. That was her boyfriend and she didn't care. That is when I had to start putting one and two together about where the fuck we at. And I'm not cursing at you. This is where I just start getting passionate. That is where I had to start putting one and two together about what the fuck is this shit? How the fuck was I born into some shit like this? Where my mom could allow me to get beat on, and the fact that you think that this is funny, you a little ass kid, but it's okay. But you gotta grow up.
I'm sorry.
How
I'm
is
sorry.
how
I'm sorry.
how is it that my mother could allow me to get beat on by a grown ass man? And that's the shit where I mean by y'all niggas be getting amused by me acting a certain way, y'all think that shit is funny. Like, I don't know what's funny about that shit, but the way I conduct myself comes from pain that I've been through in my life. So when y'all niggas start thinking that shit is funny, like this some sort of game and this entertainment, that right there let me know that you got a lot more life to go through, my nigga, before you could ever understand a nigga like me. Before y'all young niggas get age, before you could ever understand a nigga like me, you gonna have to go through some more shit. Anybody that think the way I act is funny and amusing and is comical, you got some more life to go through, my nigga. Trust me. Believe that. But to answer your question, that is where my passion for learning about this world came from. And I started, you know, putting pieces together by taking a step back,
But
learning about why my mother is the way she is, learning about why my mother's boyfriend is the way she is, learning about why my hood that I grew up in the Bronx is the way it is, why people are the way they are, why they walk like that, why they talk like that, why they think like that, why they dress like that, why they eat like that. Everything. Everything. That is what made me be like, okay, I got to start just putting 1 and 2 together about all of this shit, because now I finally see that this woman that I was putting on a pedestal for the majority of my life is just as weak as me, because she doesn't want to accept the reality that she picked the wrong man, and she is living in a reality where she's so weak that she can't even yeah, she's living in a reality where she can't even put 1 and 2 together about certain things, and, you know, prioritize her kids' safety. And yeah, it just inspired me to, you know, learn certain things on my own. But I ain't learned none of this shit from no Von 2 cut, no spirit. I learned this shit by myself way before being spiritual was a thing. I was spiritual at 8, 9 years old, my nigga. So that's why I'm in the spiritual community, right? The spiritual community, why I'm in it is because I contribute something way different than any of these other niggas contribute. Because my spiritual teachings come from real life experience, not from, oh, the ancients said that, and oh, the Egyptians was moving like this, and oh, this, that, and the third. All of that shit that don't come from life experience, that's not what my spiritual channel is about. You know what I'm saying? My shit is all about God, absolutely, you know, but we got to earn respect from God. Because if we are all God's children, you know, I think what separates us is respect. The amount of respect that we show that we have for him. So if we respect the temple that he gave us to live on this planet with, I feel like, but okay, let me ask you something. How can you say you fear him when you don't respect your fitness journey enough to watch what you put in your body?
Well, I just don't think, you know, we should be worried about the physical. I mean,
What?
it's good, take care of your body, but like,
see, this is my
what
problem.
is
This is
doing?
why
Like,
this is why I can't get with y'all religious dudes. I can't. That right there alone, I can't take y'all serious for real.
listen,
I can't.
What did I say? What did I say?
Because you said the physical. What do you mean? What do you mean the physical? Let's go deeper. This is not physical because our spirits are inside of this vessel. So we need to protect this vessel because this is where our spirit resides. So how is it that you prioritize God and you trying to come at people like me and other people that say what they say about the universe, but you don't even prioritize where your spirit resides, which is inside of that body, where you over here drinking bullshit while we over here talking about that. You drinking some bullshit. I don't know. I had to hold the young king accountable, man, because what triggers me about young kings like him is that it's not even his fault. Where it really come from is that these older niggas in his religious community that make him as a young nigga operate a certain way. That is why he feels so confident saying what the hell he's saying. It's become some old nigga that's Christian made him feel comfortable enough to say what he's saying to me as a grown-ass man. To where he feel like he's saying some shit like, oh, I don't feel like we need to be worried about the physical, you know? What I think is that, no. No. There is nobody on this planet that is going to take you serious and you're not in shape. That is one thing that we as men have to understand about this world that we live in. If you are out of shape, you will not be respected. Simple. You go ahead and try to stand in front of 100 men and say something to 100 men, but you a scrawny ass nigga, you a fat nigga. You think they gonna listen to you? Or what if you standing in front of 100 men and women and you in shape? You know, that is certain things that you need to keep in mind. People respect, what is respectable about a man? Discipline. What does it take for you to be in shape? Discipline. So all you young brothers that say physical don't matter, it's not about the physical. It's about the discipline that comes with being in shape. That's what it's about. But my brother, the Undertaker, I already had you up here long enough, so this is an open panel. This is not about me too much. So if anybody else wants to get up on here, I want somebody else up here. Anybody else want to join the panel? Click the link that you see in the live chat, and I want to try to get maybe one more person up here before I get up off here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you come back up here for a second, Undertaker. So before you get off here, Undertaker, before you get off here, give us a little bit of a reflection of your 2022, and what do you look to accomplish for the new year for yourself?
Okay. So, what do you mean by reflection? Like, just like what I
Like,
went through?
what is some things that you learned about yourself this year that you are going to take with you into the new year to, be better?
Okay, I learned how to be more responsible this year, as a man, and I'm gonna go into 2023 like in a banger. You know what I'm saying? I'm not relapse. They believe I'm not gonna relapse. You know what I'm saying? Going into 2023 strong. Keep Jesus in my life. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff.
Okay. So are you gonna go into the new year, prioritizing your fitness journey? Because that is what I want you to do. That's what I need you to do. Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Are you gonna go into the new year?
Yes.
Yeah. So are you gonna do that?
Staying strong. Yes. I have my weights. Yes.
Right.
I have like 10 pounds. I lift every day.
Get on that, because what's important about it is that is not, the physical does matter, because I'm gonna tell you something about women. Women don't like men that are out of shape, number one. And number two,
it does.
It also builds a certain type of strong mentality that you will need as a young man out here in this world. And it builds a kind of relationship with yourself that you will need out here in this world. Waking up every day and working out, and what it does for your mental health is very important, more than anything. More than just looking good or feeling good, it's so important for your mental, man. It's so important. It gives you a strong mind to just operate properly out here in this matrix, man. So what I need you to do is just understand going into this new year that it is deeper than that Bible, bro.
Facts.
And you have to also understand that Bible is teaching you universal laws, because we are operating in the universe. So we have to respect the laws of this universe that we step our feet onto and that we walk onto outside. This is where we at. The Most High does not reside here. We do. The Most High does not reside here. We do. So we have to respect, the certain type of universal laws that can help us manipulate our own unique realities into the ways that we want to for us to live the kind of life that we want to live. You know, so that is what it's all about. So, you know, respecting the universe is more also about respecting, you know, the universal laws, and not, oh, I need money to be a certain man, and if I have money, I'm a more disciplined and honorable man. No, what it's about is being universal. Is about respecting the laws that God wants you to
Listen,
have, wants you to know, and wants you to implement. That, you know, some of the things that He teaches in that Bible, for example, and understanding that money
can I say something real quick?
doesn't matter. Money doesn't make you a man. None of that. You know what I'm saying? It's about respecting these laws and moving properly. But what do you want to say?
Can I say something real quick? So this is a verse in the
Yeah.
Bible. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness weighs upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face and the water and the light. And God saw the light, that the light was good, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And He wait, hold on. In the evening and the morning were day. The firmament in of the waters,
Yeah, you lagging a little bit, bro.
and let it divide the waters from the waters. That's my favorite part.
What's your perspective on that verse?
I can read it again if you want.
I said, what's your perspective on that verse?
As perspective, yes. So darkness is darkness, and light is light. They can't mix, and they just can't mix. So you need the light in order to grow. So
You said light and
yeah.
darkness can't mix.
And my other favorite verse was like, no, yes, can't mix.
Right, I got somebody else that's waiting to get up here. I
And
had you
hold
up
on.
here for a minute, so yeah. Anything else you want to say before I go to the next person?
Jesus is Lord.
Hello? Yo.
What's up, my guy?
Oh, yo. What's good, Flo?
See, I got my Haitians in the building. Respect to my Haitian brother, man.
Yeah, you already know, man.
So like, where you from? How old are you? And what are, you know, why do you prioritize self-development so much? Like, what was that shift for you? You know, just those three things just to get us started.
All right. First, I'm from Florida. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's pretty warm out here, 60 degrees. Yeah, from Florida. And then, yeah, I'm 19 years old. You know, I'm finna turn 20 in January 4th. My birthday coming up.
What's up, bro? Happy birthday.
Yeah, y'all know. Thank you, bro. And yeah, what started basically what made me got into spirituality, you know, and self improvement. Was a spiritual soul. He did because I've been watching Spiritual Soul since he was playing 2K. Like he used to stream 2K and stuff. So I've been knowing Spiritual Soul since like 2015.
Big
He was
fact.
playing 2K.
Facts.
And one time, like it was just a random like time he was on stream talking about it's I know more of life now. I know more of life. And then like his first videos he made where he said he's smoking. Like and he said he was trying to quit smoking. Those were the first videos he made on Spiritual Soul channel. And then he was starting then after that he was saying like meditation, like he was talking about meditation stuff like that. And yeah, and that's how I got into spirituality for the human. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
So what is it like growing up in your community? Of like, what has it been like in your life, like growing up in Florida? Like some things that stand out to you about just your, you know, you having to grow up over there, in your environment.
Um, you know, it's like tough out here, you know. It's tough. You know, I live in the trenches, so it's tough out here. In Dade County, it's tough.
Yeah. So, you know, what made you realize that, you know, the way them dudes out there is moving is not the way to move, and you want to move differently? Like, what was that moment for you where you wanted to, you know, create that separation for yourself?
But I started to see like, you know, a lot of them people when they be the most like they be the most botted out, and I started to separate myself. I knew they just want to just fuck bitches and smoke all day and just, you know what I'm saying, just live like a low vibration life, you know.
Facts.
And like, yeah, then I seen through that, and I don't hang around with them. Yeah, I'm trying to get out the hood and go in the best part of Miami, where the
That's a
rich
fact.
people be and
You
stuff
see
like
that them
that.
dudes in your community that's like, you know, involved in the streets, they really just, you know, consumed by, you know, low vibrations, consumed by, you know, anger, and fear mixed together. You know, most dudes that's in the trenches that operate a certain way in the trenches is consumed by fear and anger at the same time, which is like the worst mixture that can ever exist, especially for a man.
Mm.
You know, fear of you don't know what the future holds. You don't know if you're gonna be successful. You don't know if you're gonna live to see tomorrow.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and the anger of like, you know, how you had to grow up, why you had to grow up a certain way, and just, you know, nobody really helping you, and you know the
bro,
fact
I
that
feel like
it's
that.
so, yeah, so many communities could
Yeah,
relate,
bro.
so many different trenches everywhere just make you feel like you just a part of a statistic. If you know what I'm saying, just, and it's just a lot of reasons to be angry, you know, growing up in these households where your parents is just like less fortunate, so they got a certain energy that they carrying around within themselves that just they end up putting on you, and then it's like, you know, just a domino effect. Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
for me, so like, how has you know, have you are you implementing blood retention, or are you just really focused on semen retention and no fap? Like, what's your move?
Uh, you know, I don't look. I'm trying to find a job. You know, it's something about why I can't never get accepted by these jobs. Maybe that's people gang stalking. Cause I get gang stalked a lot.
Yeah,
And I ain't gonna get into depth about that, but I've been getting gang stalked my whole life since I was young.
I could relate to that.
You know what I'm saying? You too, probably. That's
That's
why
a
a lot of
fact.
stuff happening. Your mama gang stalking you your whole life. It goes deep.
Fact.
And yeah, and I'm trying to find a job right now and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna lie. Like my dad buying me food right now. I ain't gonna lie.
You say your dad what?
My dad buying me food right now. I ain't gonna lie to
Ain't
you.
nothing wrong with that. You young as hell. You said you 19.
Yeah, I'm finna turn
Yeah,
20
that
now.
the fuck that don't even word. That's if anything, that's normal, nigga. Like, that's normal.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find me a job and stuff like that. And I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? My dad said that you need license to like. My pop said you need license to like to do Uber Eats.
I mean, nah, that's only if you want to do Uber Eats like with a car. But you can also do Uber Eats like with a bike, or you could walk. But I don't know what it's like over there for you in Florida. But New York, like, I could walk around and do Uber
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's New
it easy.
York.
But you
Yeah,
can
you
do it.
gotta
You can get a
drive.
bike, electrical bike. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Um, but yeah, keep your head up with looking for a job. I remember what it was like. I was exactly your age, you know, around the time where I think I lost a good job that I had, and I was like trying to find my way and find another job, and I know what that shit feel like. Just don't allow this situation to, like, you know, determine your demeanor. You know, still carry yourself with high value, because you still hold power within yourself that is more than just a job and more than money. You know, for
yeah,
example, like, we gain, you know, 300 million sperm cells a day as men. You know, we have an entire, you know, population of Earth inside of our body. Plus that, if we just retain our energy and conquer, you know, focus on conquering our sexual energy, that alone, you can have $0 in your pocket and walk into a room and shake that entire room with just your presence. You
yeah,
know, presence is what, you know, discipline and being focused on self-development and diet and SR no fat help you attain that money cannot buy.
yeah,
So just understand that throughout this time, don't let this like bring you down to the point where you may get depressed to the point where you start devaluing yourself and thinking that it's okay for you to just like maybe relapse or you're not feeling good, whatever. Just know that these times is beautiful because you'll have these times to look back on and cherish when, you know, the future comes and you're doing better for yourself. So just throughout these times, just really, really soak it up. Really, really, you know, be man enough to soak these times up and be like, you know what, I'm a really stand 10 toes and really feel all of this shit. I'm gonna feel all of this shit because this shit is not gonna be forever. And I wanna take as many gems from this shit as I could possibly take so that when these times is up and I'm doing what I'm doing, you know, financially and spiritually, I'm doing better. I wanna make sure I remember these gems that I can take from this moment in my life.
Yeah.
That is what being a visionary is about. You know what I'm saying? So prioritize just throughout these times. You may not be in the position that you like. Prioritize just building that visionary mindset right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Most def, man. I most def needed this.
Right.
Cause I was panicking, man. I was like, cause I'm trying to get my business going. I'm trying to sell shampoo, natural shampoo, natural. I'm trying to sell natural oil, and I'm trying to sell sea moss. I'm trying to get 3 things.
That's beautiful.
But I'm gonna sell sea moss first. See how that go. Make my own sea moss, sell it, and ship it out to people, and make people day. Ship it out, stuff like that. That's what all I'm trying to do.
That's beautiful.
You know?
What advice would you have for somebody that, you know, come from the trenches that's looking to make that shift that you making and being above that? What would be any advice that you have for them?
Just, you know, just make sure that like you know what I'm saying, you be careful around in the trenches, be careful, and don't hang around people who in the trenches, because they're gonna get you caught up in some stuff. They low vibration, and make sure you just stay to yourself and you in the hood. That's all I can say. Trenches.
You really so how you feel about this? How you feel about the lone wolf journey? Like, are you on that?
Yeah, I'm on that. I don't have no friends, bro.
Have you been realizing being a lone wolf that it's very important to focus on building your own energy and things of that nature?
Yeah, most def. Yeah.
You know, because you know, building your own personality and things of that nature helps you become even more unique so that, you know, you can, and plus what people don't even realize what's so important about being a lone wolf, my guys, that you are blocking your blessings even accepting certain people as your friend. So you kind of have to be aware that once you accept somebody as your friend and your man and somebody that you really gonna be around all the time and doing shit with, whatever, you are accepting the same karmic debt on a deeper spiritual level. The same karmic debt that he might be into, that is gonna start affecting your universe because you are accepting that person into your world.
Let me touch on like my last female retention journey. Like my biggest journey, I went like 80 some days. That was my biggest journey. Clean 80 days. And okay, I was hanging out with people in school. This when I was in school. This was junior year. Junior year was my last biggest streak. Junior year, that was 2 years ago. Now I remember I was just hanging around with, you know, people like in school, right? And I got on higher days of retention. I started to notice that I didn't want to be with them no more. I wanted to be like, to be alone. And it was crazy. They was looking at me crazy because I was just chilling by myself now. I had self-love. Like I didn't need them around me no more. It's like I started to be by myself. So, and then when I was younger, people never was my friend. They're like, say if I did have friends, they wouldn't last. They'd cut me off or something. So, as a lone wolf, I'm really a lone wolf by myself. I don't have no friends at all, and that's cool. That's fine with me. That's real fine.
You don't need friends, trust me. You don't. You definitely don't need friends, bro. You definitely don't.
Yeah, cause friends, I want to I want friends that uplift me. I want friends like that. Positivity, you
And
know.
let me ask you a real, you know, a question that, you know, we from the hood, so we got to think about stuff like this as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I done have friends that's GD. I done have friends that was blood. But
Yeah.
me, I got the same type of mindset with all of them. If I'm with my blood friend, and let's say, I don't know, let's say a Crip walk on us and he try to bang on my friend on some Crip shit, I'm not, for me, we gonna both beat on that nigga, like as if I'm blood. Same thing with my mans that was GD. If a nigga walk up on us that's BD and he on that BD shit trying to violate my mans, and they may try to jump him or back him down with a weapon, you gonna have to kill me too, because I'm not running. So y'all gonna have to treat me like I'm GD too.
Yeah.
So I say that
Facts.
to say that niggas like us, especially from where we from, going up around these niggas that bang certain sets and all that shit, we definitely got to be careful with them, because we know that we the type of niggas as a brother that if somebody try to violate my mans, you gonna have to violate me too.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why you got to be careful with the kind of friends that you have, because you, same thing with a girl. If you with your girl, nigga violates your girl, you gonna be ready to die about that.
Yeah. Of
And I
course.
go the same thing with niggas. If a nigga walk up on your mans on some life-threatening shit, you gonna be ready to die with your mans.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's the same thing. You know, friendships is important just as much as a girlfriend. Nigga, you can't just be having dude friends out here just because you don't think it's that important because y'all not having sex. Because at the end of the day, y'all get caught up in a situation out here, you still gonna end up putting your life on the line. So it's still very important that you be careful with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is why. Okay, this me personally. If I like, I get to know somebody they from the, gang, I stay away from them. I don't get close to gang members. I stay away from
Can't.
them.
Sadly, you can't.
Huh?
You can't.
Why?
I said, now you can't get close to niggas that's in gangs and shit.
Oh, yeah. You can, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I'll separate. Like, I'm cool with people who in gangs, but I don't hang out with them. I don't.
Can't get too close to them because that's too dangerous.
Yeah, can't. You gotta go. So basically, like, me personally, you might laugh. My family do voodoo and shit. They don't play about that. No touching. You know? Hey, I ain't trying to, like, I know, people don't be scared of that, but it gets certain people who low vibration. It can't get you because you high vibration. You have to be a low vibration to get voodoo.
Yeah, you gotta be. So what you trying to say is like being around certain low vibrational people could trigger you to be low vibrational with them, right?
Yeah, if they threaten me, I have to show that same energy.
Exactly. That's what's also dangerous. Like, people think just because you high vibrational that, like, and you peeping certain things that you could just do whatever you want to do. Like, if anything, it's more dangerous being high vibrational. And that's what let me know that a lot of niggas out here don't really be high vibrational, because when you high vibrational, you have to be more careful, because it can end up, when low vibrational shit is happening to you, more sensitive to the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you really understanding and really seeing what's happening on a deeper aspect, because you high vibrational. So you see it more than just on a surface level. You see it for everything that it is. So, for example, when a female like Faith was getting on my nerves and making me start spazzing out like that, niggas that's high vibrational don't understand why I might have been acting like that. Because y'all niggas don't really be high vibrational if you don't get that. Because when she was getting on bullshit, I'm seeing it for the whole shit. I'm not just seeing it as, oh, she just a woman that's emotional, or oh, this, that, and the third, or whatever surface level shit niggas might think. It's deeper than that. Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of things happening at once. Because I can feel all of that because of the just, I done been battle tested way too many times in this world. Like, so I know certain shit that I think a lot of niggas just don't be knowing. And it got me to the point where, like, once a female acting a certain type of way, I just really see it and feel it in a certain type of way that is very triggering for me. Like,
That's my fault.
You straight, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, though.
I'm about to have to get off here in a minute, too.
Yeah. I can't wait for the new year, bro. I'm turning up next year.
Yeah, you ready to go
Let's
into
go.
this new year? For me, do your thing, right?
Yeah. I already know. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Hey. So
For
on
me,
Female
yo,
Nation,
keep
on day
protecting your
6,
energy out here. And like I told you, bro, your
I got this.
circumstances in this matrix don't define you. What's that?
This is this bring my testosterone. This raise sperm cells, like
What's the name
every
of it?
sperm cells. Hey, so go to Zaylock23. He got a YouTube channel. He sell like natural herbs. This
That's
is from
beautiful,
Ghana,
bro.
Africa. This is fresh from Africa, bro.
Oh yeah,
That's
like when
from
you came
Ghana.
across my channel and shit, bro.
2019 when you was
You a day one G for real. We
hey,
really
I most definitely see a shift, bro. And you was reckless in 2019.
huh?
Hey, you was reckless in 2019.
I was OD reckless.
Yeah, cause the troll used to get to you back then, cause you wasn't like you was new to the internet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting better with that shit now.
Yeah,
Truthfully.
you did, most definitely.
And I really appreciate your support that you've been supporting me for this long, all this time.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure like all of the shit that I be talking about, you definitely done took it in. Like, you know, would you say like my messages as a young G, like would you say my messages have really like shifted your perspective on a lot of things?
You said when you was on YouTube, like, you know what I'm saying?
Not just in general, like would you say like my perspectives that I be implementing on my channel, like would you say like they help like, you know, give you certain perspectives on
Hell
things,
yeah.
shift your mentality a little bit, like
it's not no yeah.
That's what it's all about.
It's a hell yeah.
That's fire. That's fire.
Hey.
So for me, yeah, keep doing your calisthenics. You doing blood retention, right?
Yeah. I gotta get a job. I gotta get some money. Then it's over with. Once I, find a job, get my own money.
You gonna lock in with
blood retention is. I'm on that. But right now, I'm eating meat right now. See, I ain't gonna cap.
No. Listen, I want to say this too, and I'm glad you said that. Anybody that could relate to this man right here, and you're in a position where you ain't got a job right now, you kind of dependent on your parents, I understand. Do your thing. Still try to maybe tell your parents like, hey, listen, I would like for you maybe if you could help me get this, get that. But it's a little bit different when
Yeah, that's different.
You as a young man, like they not really trying to hear you be too picky about shit. I understand that, especially growing up with parents that like in the trenches, like you kind of just got to take what you could get from your parents. I get that. So keep on taking it one day at a time and shit like that. And we definitely gonna talk soon, my brother. I want you to get back on here for me. I'm gonna do another open panel stream soon. Yeah, for me. So anything else you want to say before I get off here? Anything else?
Yeah, I hope everybody in this live and David, I hope all y'all wish y'all like a happy, you know what I'm saying, rest of this day, and I wish all y'all happy New Year. Be ready to turn the fuck up. Let's go.
We going crazy for the New Year, my God. This New Year about to
nigga. You just gotta have heart and just
That's
go
a fact.
hard.
It's cool. Like, all of these ups and downs that we've been through, we gonna take this with us. And from day one, when we know that ball dropped, when that ball dropped, we on it. When that ball dropped, everybody listening to this, as soon as that ball dropped, 11:59, we on it.
Let's go.
Let's go, my God. For me, I love the energy, my God. I love the energy, bro. I love it.
Hey, look though. You stay up. Salute, my boy.
You already know the vibes, my boy.
Happy day, man. Let's go.
Appreciate you. Happy New Year. Happy birthday, my boy.
All right, thank you, bro. Appreciate that, bro. You
solid, peace, bro.
Hey, all right, gang.
You already know. Peace, my God.
All right,
that was fire. So, this was my first and last, open panel of the year. I want y'all to get prepared for these open panels because there was a lot of people in the building and not a lot of people was joining, coming up here trying to chop it up. And I don't want y'all to be nervous or none of that. Whatever it is, get up here because I don't be moving on this platform like some super duper I mean, I know I'm special. I ain't going to say that. But like all of y'all got unique stories too that I want y'all to be getting up here, talking about, telling me about this, that, and the third. And people can learn from you too. You got things about your life that you may think is nothing, but trust me, I can ask you this. I'm going to ask you the right questions. We're going to chop it up. And just in general, you just getting up here and us just chopping it up. it's beautiful within itself. You know, but we gonna talk more about that before I piss my pants. I've been holding in my piss for a minute sitting here. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna probably go live on New Year's Day or on the 31st. One of the two. I'm gonna go live one more time probably. And let me know in the comments if y'all enjoyed this. And yeah, just for me, talk to me in the comments, and I'm gonna holler at y'all soon, man. Peace out.